Chad, do you guys remember seeing the other day the thing about like Overwatch League teams not having to pay anymore? Some slightly interesting news for Overwatch League is this guy, CEO, founder of Overactive in Toronto Defiant, and they announced proud to announce an agreement between Overactive GG, Toronto Defiant, and the Overwatch League. Excited to see what the future holds as we work together and continue to grow and strengthen our game. Now, I haven't clicked on this, so I don't know how long this is, but basically, this agreement, oh God, how long is it? I guess it's not that long, but pretty much what the deal is that they don't have to pay any more of the $20 million buy-in to Overwatch League. So basically, at the start of Season 1, a bunch of teams had to pay like $20 million to buy into Overwatch League, and they've already paid about $10 million, I think, of that. Value of this agreement, which includes early payment of League's revenue share and sponsor agreement, and elimination of entry fees, valued at 10.8 million CAD, which will be recorded for the 2023 fiscal year. So yeah, basically they had debt to Overwatch League, and they've been paying it every year. I believe it was put on hold a couple years ago because of COVID, and then basically Toronto and I think a lot of other teams banded together and sued Overwatch League. Now I don't know if this is from that settlement, like they settled, or they just came to a different agreement, but it appears that at least Toronto, and by contrast all the Overwatch League teams, came to this agreement where they no longer have to pay millions of dollars every year to Activision Blizzard, which is a very good thing. It's a very, very good thing, because that means the teams aren't like bleeding extremely large amounts of cash. However, though, there's actually also another side where now they don't really have to be there anymore, and you could see a situation where teams actually like pull out and are like, okay, like we don't have to be in here anymore, we don't owe any more money. And you could have a situation where one of two things happens. One, the league very slowly starts to recover over the next few years, basically slowly reinvesting into itself, which could be happen. Or potentially number two, which is a lot of teams start bowing out and it kind of collapses on itself, and then something new is born out of it, which could be a good thing. Basically starting over and going grassroots. A lot of the new play-in tournaments, like the Pro AM they've done this year, apparently been really, really good. And it actually gives a chance for teams that are interested and want to be there to play, you know? So I was wondering a source, it's all Overwatch League teams. The waiving of the franchise fee for the Overwatch League is the entire Overwatch League, not just the Defiant. That is huge. That is huge. So, but there's also another side. You guys remember at the beginning of the year? How everyone was like, why are you guys still on YouTube? Myself included, and was like, you guys are literally killing your league. Surprise! Call of Duty League is signing a new YouTube exclusivity deal starting in 2023-2024. Call of Duty League season. Sources have told Dextero the Call of Duty League will broadcast exclusively on YouTube for 2 years. So, you guys remember when Call of Duty League was having those like hundreds of thousands viewers and co-streams with like Scump and who was it? Who's the other one? It was like Zooms or something like that. I don't remember. But they yeah. They have another YouTube deal. And then there was this other tweet from Hex that said, this cannot be true, as we have the owners meeting next week to discuss this very topic and why it isn't in the best interest of the CDL and the stability of the future. I can't tell if this is copium denial or he's actually saying that it's not happening. Right? Because this is very Activision Blizzard way of doing things, is sometimes they just go and make a decision. I remember when I used to work in Overwatch League, when I worked with Boston, I was friends with many of the higher ups that used to be in these meetings, and I remember when the YouTube deal happened, like nobody got anything, nobody got any say on it. Like it just happened. It was like, yep, that's where we're going. And it was just instant. It was like, what? Like I remember finding out about 20 minutes before the public found out about the YouTube deal with Overwatch League back in 2019. But yeah, it is possible. They could have done it, but I don't know though. Overwatch League stayed on YouTube. Maybe they also have a deal, or at least are looking to get a deal. And it looks like COD's going back, but there is some good signs of at least they don't have to pay that $1 million+ a year payment to Activision Blizzard. So who knows? Maybe the future's looking a little bit more bright over there. If you haven't heard, chat, quite possibly the biggest, most egregious overstep of Big Corpa I've ever seen just happened with Twitch. And to give you a heads up, I'm pretty sure I saw Asmon down here. Maybe was it on this one? It might have been a different post. I gotta look. Even Tim commented on this. Asmon was saying that this might actually be the first time Twitch streamers actually need to, like, go on strike. Like, no joke. Twitch has a new branded content guidelines. On-stream logos are limited to 3% of screen size. So you see that thing below me? Right there? That's a logo. They're limiting how big I can make this. So technically my BRB screen would technically be contraband. Because you're not supposed to be using more than 3% of it on the screen. Let's go for continuing on. Burned-in video ads are not allowed. Now, you might be like, Flats, what's a burned-in video ad? Let me show you what one looks like. I have one right here. Wait for it. Wait for it. Boom. That right there, that just appeared, code Flats for 10% off, that is what is called burned-in video ad. So GamerSupps is a sponsor of me, and technically you can't use that now. Burned-in display ads are not allowed. Same thing. So basically, if it was a static photo, so instead of, let me refresh it. So instead of the animated coming across, let's just pretend it was static and it just paused like this and it just, sat there. That would also be illegal. Lastly, burned in audio ads. A good example of this would be Cutie Cinderella's streamer awards that I went to earlier this year. She had her own ads in it. And basically, it was like KFC and stuff like that. Those ads would be illegal. So I'll click on these photos here real quick, but it's just some examples. Logos on stream brand overlay. Oh, okay. So this isn't actually mine then. It's sponsor logos. Okay, that makes a little bit more sense. But still, can't be more than 3% of the screen. So technically, this. Wait for it. This couldn't be more than 3% of the screen, it sounds like. And then the video one, so like if it was just static, it was literally just static logo, I think 3%. But if it's a video, like how this one is animated, not allowed. What allowed is channel page panel ads. So basically what that means is, let me pull my own stream, down here. So like this thing right here, that is allowed. Products in the background in your stream. So let's say behind me over here, there was a GamerSupps fridge. That would be allowed. Links in chat. So anything over here, like, hang on, anyone? I don't know. Someone do one of the commands that's got a link. Yeah, there you go. So like this is allowed. Link for code Flats with the reference link. Discussing/unboxing products. So if I did like an unboxing for something, and playing sponsored games. And here's a list of things you cannot do branded content for. So let's actually, before we go to that, because that's not something I can click on, we can actually go to Twitch's website. Let's see, branded content guidelines. Branded content is any content provided by streamers featuring products or services based on exchange of value, such as being paid or receiving goods and services. So basically, if a brand, like, let's say they send me a new desk, and it's like, I have to tell you that they sent me a desk, which is pretty standard practice, but, I think they're just kind of covering their ass there. That's fine. Branded content disclosure tool in your Steam manager easily notify your community. Stream includes branded content to use the disclosure tool. So that's new. Before, you used to have just hashtag ad. They have an Overwatch 1 screenshot down here. That's hilarious. All right, where is the prohibited category? Here it is. So we saw all this on Twitter already. We've seen all this, but really fast, we want to look at it. Prohibited branded content categories. Hateful products or services, that's normal. Illegal products or services, that's pretty normal. Certain gambling products. Weird how it says certain gambling products, not like all. Because remember that was a big Twitch thing for a while? I remember. Unauthorized sharing of private information. Okay, don't know why that would be a sponsor thing, but sure. Spam, scams, and other malicious content. Alright, fair. Additionally, do not allow the following products or services. Weapons, adult-oriented products or services, such as male enhanced. Okay, that's an interesting one. Tobacco-related products, certain financial products and services, such as get rich quick schemes and payday loans. Okay, that makes sense. So that's not things like when I used to be with Mayhem, I had SoFi, which was like technically like investing, and I think they did crypto stuff too, but like I don't know, I didn't fuck with any of that part. Medical facilities and products, political content, which is very interesting that paid political content is not allowed on Twitch. I didn't know that. Is that new? That's interesting. And cannabis related products, including vaping and delivery. Now, I don't think that means you can't use that, but it means that you can't be paid to promote it, which is very interesting considering in the past the what was like considered like okay or the norm is as long as you lived in a legal state, it was fine. So very interesting. And then alcohol. Alcohol is allowed, but products must be marked as mature content. That's really interesting. That's actually really, really interesting. Wait, so why would cannabis-related products not be allowed, period? Alcohol is allowed, but you must say it's mature. As long as you're in a legal state, it should be fine. That's... okay. That's very interesting. Regardless, though, this means that, in my opinion, Twitch is basically trying to pigeonhole creators into having to completely rely on Twitch for income. Because sponsorships are very lucrative for many, many streamers. That's something obviously Twitch doesn't take a cut of because it's the streamers negotiating themselves or an agency negotiating on behalf of the streamers. Twitch doesn't get a touch of that. Now, by doing this, in my opinion, they're basically trying to stuff everybody into one spot where they can kind of milk you dry. Now, I want to check something really, really fast. Here it is. I saw this tweet earlier. Asmon's tweet. I don't say it lightly, but I think this is a legitimate situation where streamers should consider boycotting Twitch or moving to other platforms, making common and harmless forms of advertisement literally against TOS so Twitch can monopolize more of streamers' income. I agree with that 100%. Like what the only thing I could think of is that sometimes advertisers get slightly annoyed when you have branded content or anything that's branded next to their content. So like you ever watch like videos or TikToks where like someone's shirt is randomly blurred out and you're like, why is that guy's shirt randomly blurred out? What the hell? It's like because it was a sponsored piece of content and that guy happened to be wearing a shirt that had a Coca-Cola logo on it, you know? And it's like, oh, can't show that logo even though we make fucking paper plates. Like, what? Like, you guys fucking high? So yeah, that could be it, and that way they can reach out and get more ad sponsors because maybe they didn't like that the potential for other sponsorships to be clashing with theirs when they get Twitch sponsorships. But regardless, though, basically trying to pigeonhole streamers, and this is on top of changing the splits to 50-50. Many people basically took a 20% loss on sub rev. Now I know other people can do the math on it. We've talked about it before. It's like a 30% pay cut, which is really ass. But yeah, welcome to our new reality, and I hope they go back on this because this is terrible.
1 day later.
Yesterday, we released new branded content guidelines that impacted your ability to work with sponsors and increase your income from streaming. These guidelines are bad for you and are bad for Twitch, and we are removing them immediately. Holy shit, W. Sponsorships are critical to streamers' growth and ability to earn income. We will not prevent your ability to enter into direct relationships with sponsors. you will continue to own and control your sponsorship business. We want to work with our community to create the best experience on Twitch, and to do that, we need to be clear about what we're doing and why we're doing it. We appreciate your feedback in making this change. Holy shit, an actually extremely rare Twitch W. Thank you for the reflection. Holy shit, that's a strong ass tweet right there. Thank you for the reflection. God damn. Well, that's at least one potential headache that's been resolved. Feels good, man. Can't ask for more out of a day than that.